Hey, everybody, welcome back. We are here with some more Ratched coverage for you.
Ratched
If
coverage.
you haven't had enough, we have more for you. And as you can see right here, not Cynthia Nixon, sorry. A little past her. You can see we are doing top 10 Ratched characters of season 1.
Woohoo!
All right. So let's jump right into this. For those of you who don't know that are new here, I am one of your hosts, the wonderful, beautiful, amazing Irish Melly. Along with way up past the middle, there is the beautiful, amazing Dewanda. And then right here in the center is that guy. So we are going to jump right into this with, let's jump in with number 10, you guys. You ready?
All right, here we go.
10.
Number 10.
Number 10.
No, don't lay on this. No.
Number 10, we have Charlie Carver as Huck Finnegan.
Aw, go ahead.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, actually, let's just say we are going to be doing the best and the worst moments of each character when we give
It's kind of ill-defined. We didn't define that for ourselves. So
yeah, we didn't.
What worst means in what context.
All right,
so we're
best moments.
You guys will get the idea.
Good moments and bad moments. Yeah.
But you guys will get the idea.
It's going to be
as we go.
It'll be fun.
Yes.
So, like I said, number 10, Charlie Carver as Huck Finnegan.
Who's the only redeeming character in this show? Oh my God, he was great.
We love him.
We're not discussing.
Oh.
So I have
best.
I have the best scenes. So the one that I chose was the whole sequence where he is getting the lesbian couple out of the hospital and putting them on the bus.
Yeah.
Away. That's the one I chose.
I also like the one where he's getting the
that. It doesn't matter which one you like. Which one's your worst moment?
Oh, worst moment. What I did for him was worst moments with his character, and it was the fact that he knew in the beginning, he knew what was going wrong with those baths and stuff, and yet he still complied, and he still was like wanted to do, be the dutiful worker when you know that it was hurting him, and so that's kind of like his downfall in the beginning, but he came around it. So he's like I said, he's the only redeeming character on the show. So we love him.
All right.
Number 9, Amanda Plummer as Louise, who is the motel owner, for those of you who don't know who Louise is, who also becomes the candy striper.
Crazy.
Oh,
all right. Now, the one that I chose the scene where she is with Nurse Bucket in her house and she's teaching her how to dance.
Oh, yeah. Good moment.
That was a good one.
My best or worst of hers, you guys are going to hear this multiple times this podcast. The end with her sitting in that car was just cartoon. It was so just thrust in there. It was just no. The end. That's all I gotta say.
Number 8, Sharon Stone as Lenore Osgood.
Okay. Now I chose the entire scene where she is describing her son playing the cello. And that's the only time that he is relaxed and serene. He's not manic and all of that other stuff. That was the reason that I chose that, is because I just love the story that she tells. Because she originally said that she thought he was singing, and then she went up and found out that he was actually playing the cello. Didn't even realize that they even had a cello. So.
Yep. See, and I chose something very similar for her worst moments. It was more of an overview with this one because she's kind of all just to begin with, and that's the fact that she used, through her, her over the top, just crazy lifestyle. She used her son as more of like a status symbol. That she had a purpose because she had, driving force to go find the doctor. And it's like, she didn't use him as her son, that she loved him. She used him for, stepping stones, for reasons
Right.
to do things and to be eccentric and just tacky.
Number 7, Cynthia Nixon as Gwendolyn Briggs.
So Gwen.
All right.
Or Gwen or Gwenny.
Yep. Hold up.
Oh.
Now, I actually love every scene with her in it, but that's just me. But I did choose her entire sequence at the dance when they're dealing with Nurse Bucket.
Yep.
And trying to make her feel better after what the doctor did to her, basically humiliating her.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to make her feel better, and I just love that whole sequence.
I just realized something about my list. Some things that people's worst moments were in the beginning, they fully have become redeemed. Like hers is worse in the beginning for working with that governor, for being part of his team, for putting up with that when everything he feels about women.
Right.
Until we hear her story later, which explains why.
And then, and then she becomes redeemed from that. And we'll talk about that scene in a little while.
Number 6, Judy Davis as Nurse Betsy Bucket.
Okay. And the sequence I chose for this one is the entire sequence where she asks Dr. Hanover to the dance. And she's just really excited about the whole thing. And you just get to see the look on her face because she's like glowing and just like dancing all over the room. Because she finally gets to go somewhere in public with this person. So.
Yeah. She's got a lot of great moments.
I know.
Really, really good. So her worst is this is another overview for her, is just her obsession with with the doctor in the beginning, and her obsession with his torturous ways, and that she was consumed with like those baths and stuff, and not seeing the humanity behind it and what she was doing to people.
Yeah,
pretty awful. She was kind of the Nurse Ratched in the beginning that we got to know in Cuckoo.
Mm-hmm. Number 5, John Brianis as Manuel Beniaga and Dr. Hanover.
John.
Yes, John. Okay. Now, I chose the scene where he is he's treating Charlotte with hypnosis.
Okay.
The whole hypnosis scene is a beautiful scene, the way they shot it. And you finally get to see a bit of his humanity there, because he really wants to do something good with her. And this is the scene where you finally get to see what he's trying to do. So
his worst character flaw is allowing his own self-indulgences to ruin his family and his his family's life.
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed with this mental health thing. He's obsessed with his drug abuse. Everything becomes like a real hardcore self-indulgence for him, and he basically sacrifices his own life for it at the end, because he didn't need to leave there with Charlotte.
Number 4, Vincent Dionofrio.
Brilliant.
Wilburn.
Brilliant.
Okay, so I chose. Now he's got a lot going on when you think about it.
Your job had to be hard for this one, Dawn.
Yeah, this one was hard.
I'm sure.
But I chose the scene. Where is it? I chose the scene at the end where they're sitting at the table and he basically wants nothing to do with Dr. Hanover anymore. And he's basically, he tells off Nurse Ratched and all this other stuff. And he's just like, that's it, I'm done. And that is the pinnacle for me as far as a really good scene to show off his acting chops, because he is extremely talented.
Can I throw something in as his best moment?
Sure.
Just because I know what a horrible character he is. He doesn't have any best moments. The only one I can possibly think of that's really like slightly redeeming, but not really even redeeming, but for him it was.
Right.
At the very end when he realizes that Mildred and Gwendolyn are together, and he says, listen, my sisters like you girls, and I know it's a hard group out there. That was the only time you saw humanity in this man, especially toward him.
Exactly.
So that's what I would have picked. Just my opinion for his.
I know, and it's great.
And we're in that scene for his worst moment. That watching that scene in the diner was gut wrenching. It was so. That's his worst moment. It was Vincent D'Onofrio. Should win an award for that scene. I mean, oh my god,
almost unrecognizable.
Just how blatantly disgusting the whole thing was. He was unrecognizable. He, for
you want to
Sarah,
watch yourself after you were around him.
For Sarah and Cynthia, even as actresses, to sit there and listen to that garbage, even the script, the written page. Oh man! And then you think about our current time and who we're dealing with.
I can picture him being like, you guys, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as they say cut, I am so sorry. Is there anything?
Exactly. I mean.
You know I respect you.
Sarah looked like she was ready to punch him. And I don't know if that was a Mildred thing or a Sarah thing.
Could have been both.
It could have been both.
If you've not seen that scene, it is disgusting. You should see that scene. Ugh.
We are in our top 3. Number 3 was Finn Wittrock as Edmund Tullison. And this is why I said you guys would find it funny. There's your picture.
Oh. He's so good.
All right. I chose my favorite scene is the scene with him in the barn with all the animals.
Of course. Hands down.
I could watch that scene over and over and over and over again.
Face
it's just so beautiful.
I agree.
Michael?
The worst, it was hard to pick a worst kind of thing for Finn because of his whole character. I picked a worst decision that he made in the show, and that was allowing Dolly to go with him. That he selfishly did a kind of love kind of thing, and that drove her over the edge instead of just getting him out of there. He used that selfishly. He said he did it for love. He did it for probably just some more basic selfish reasons, and ended up getting her killed. And so I thought that followed his part.
Okay. And now we are on to number 2. Number 2, Sarah Paulson as Nurse Mildred Ratched.
That's Sarah Paulson number 2.
What the fuck? Yeah.
So now, wait, let me just say, before all the trolls and the haters start coming for us, we are the biggest Sarah Paulson stans there are on the planet. Okay?
Ever.
We only picked what we picked based on performance and based on what they showed us in this small amount of time that they had to show us. And Sarah was amazing, and she did an amazing job. Once we get there, there is one person that we thought did do just a little bit better at holding the whole show together.
Yeah.
So number 2 is Sarah Paulson as Nurse Mildred Ratched.
Yeah. All right. And I chose the puppet show. I just
Sarah's best work. Sarah's best work.
Best work in that entire sequence right there.
Yep. Career changing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Michael,
good.
You're up.
I didn't know what I picked. The end. Come on now. I mean, talk about shitting all over that character. Good God. I'll be forever you now. Oh, I'm Terminator. Yeah. The end.
I didn't think it was Terminator. I thought it was very Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Terminator. Sarah Connor.
No, I picked up on Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, it seemed very Hannibal Lecter at the end of Silence of the Lambs.
Yep, where he makes the phone call and says, "I'm having an old friend for dinner." It's like
her subtlety and that small growth to the Nurse Ratched that we know in Cuckoo's Nest was established so well, and then just to thrust that into her character, nah. Get out of here.
And we do see a few moments. Like I said, we see empathy and sympathy in this character, which is why we know it's a building and why we know we're going to get that severing of the connection eventually. But one of my favorite, best moments, I think, for the character was kind of like what you said before with Charlie at the beginning, with number 10, is when she lets the lesbians go and she helps get them into the car, and she looks at her and she says, "I understand more than you know." That was the first time she admitted it to herself and to out loud to someone else.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, her something. See, I don't think this Edmund thing has got anything to do with the finality of her coldness. I think something's going to happen to Gwen.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it's going to be Gwen.
I think something might happen to her girlfriend.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be brutal. And she's, because what they established in this season with her is they established that everything that she did, she was doing lies and manipulation all the way through, that she thought was for a good reason, and that she could not have done it any other way. And I think that's what's going to happen to her girlfriend. She's going to set something up that she could have done it another way, and it's going to cause her girlfriend.
We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
All right, so we have honorable mentions.
Yay!
Dun, dun, dun.
Honorable mention number 1 is Brandon Flynn as Henry Osgood.
And the reason why I wanted us to put this on this list is if you guys have seen 13 Reasons Why, this kid has come leaps and bounds. I mean, he is absolutely grown as an actor. I thought this performance was great from him.
Okay. As far as like a really good scene, I chose the whole hallucination scene.
Okay.
Do you remember the I chose the entire hallucination scene because, wow.
Oh, yeah. That's probably the worst for the character, but scene-wise, for the character, was
incredible.
Well, I had a lot of sympathy for him in that moment because he wasn't in control of himself at that moment. His gift parts were like his mother's death. He was in control of that. And his behavior at the wheel that really shows who the depth of that character is. His behavior at the wheel was just so tacky, just ugh.
All right, so what did you pick as the worst?
The will.
The will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So honorable mention number 2. Speaking of the will, and I didn't think that she had a name in the show. I couldn't find a name. So I think it was this monkey.
No,
so
she does.
Ms. Osgood's monkey.
He tells it to her mother, at the end.
You love so-and-so more than me. I thought they said it in the will at the end, didn't they?
He said that you love so-and-so more than me. He tells her that.
I can't remember what the monkey's name is in the show.
I thought he just said you love that monkey more than me.
Oh, maybe he did. So I thought he called.
I don't remember them saying a name, but they may have.
They may have. That is an adorable picture, though. Oh my God,
it is cute. All right, and our number 1 spot goes to Sophie Okonedo as Charlotte Wells, Ondine, Apollo, Baby Taffy, and Dr. Hanover.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
That the title there alone with her names should tell you why we chose this character as number 1.
And every single one was absolutely defining as a character.
Yes.
Yep.
I think we didn't get as much of Baby Taffy as we did some of the other characters.
Right.
We
got a little bit.
But even that little bit we got of that one was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
now, like I said, I brought up the point. I just want to point out before you guys get into best and worst. I pointed out earlier to the group here, but I want to make sure that our viewer knows. Sophie was actually only in 3 episodes of the 8. 3 episodes of the 8. But somehow it felt like she was there the whole time.
That was one of the biggest reasons why we chose her as number 1.
Yes.
Because her presence was so strong.
She carried a lot of that season because, like we said, she felt like you didn't know she wasn't there after you were introduced to her.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the time you're done, me telling you now that she's only in 3 episodes, you're like, no, she was in more than that. No, count them 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 3 episodes.
In a splash, bam! That she comes rolling in. You're like, what?
Yep.
So, what was her best moment?
All right, this was so hard because every scene that she was in was just incredible. But I chose the scene where Dr. Hanover puts her in the closet.
Oh, don't do that to me. Please don't do that. Oh, God,
yeah, that's the one I chose because
I knew what for her.
You knew what was going to happen. Because you knew what was going to happen when he opened that door.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep. I thought something was going to happen to him when the cop break in, and a cop was going to come in there and open that door. And I was,
I don't think we wanted to do that in light of everything going on in the media.
Yeah.
I thought so. It was terrible.
Yeah.
All right. You're up.
Worst?
What am I going to say? The end.
But what part of the end? What was it with her with the end? I want to hear it. I told you. Say it again.
We kind of called it. We knew you were going to say that whole thing.
If I ever get a copy of this on DVD, I'm erasing the last 5 minutes.
Oh, geez.
I love how the show has such a polarizing ending.
Well, you know.
All right. Okay.
The thing is that it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It happened. It's done. You can't change it.
Yep. All
right, guys. We have brought you the top 10 characters of season 1 of Ratched. Okay, how do we word it? Top 10 Ratched characters season 1.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, you know what we did. You were here. You saw it. If you didn't, rewind and go watch it. No, wait, this way.
Now remember, everybody's choices are going to be different as far as their top 10. This is ours.
Yeah.
And
for different reasons.
But we're right.
And decided based on different reasons. Some give, some take, some we didn't, some we did, and we happened to get what we got. So deal with it, like it. If you don't, send us yours. Tell us why down in the comments below. Please do that.
And I'll still tell you wrong.
We have been Late Night Snacks. We love you. We love you for being here. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Anybody want Starburst? Starburst for you? Who wants a Starburst for you?